What's going on, everybody? Welcome to episode 195 of the Dumb Marks podcast. On the screen today, you got the Triple Threat edition, but I think there's someone else that might be looming around here today.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Here, I know I sound like crap.
I was really born in the darkness.
Literally in the darkness of the COVID basement. C2 COVID version 2, much like Matt Hardy version 2, came through and hit the household again this week. So I'm here for a little bit. Don't know how much I'm gonna contribute to the show, but there is some stuff that I wanted to hop on and talk about. So yeah, that's my week in a nutshell. But I'm down 10 pounds, so thanks COVID. Great weight loss plan. I don't know if it's better than Ozempic, but both have their negative side effects. So yeah,
we got to get you jacked now. We got to get you that. We got to get you that my man shirt, Hobbs.
Yeah, you want to talk about that? That was going to be my mush of the week, but yeah, that dude was. If you buy a front row ticket, that's one thing. But if you buy a front row ticket and you're that big and you're a white guy wearing big black and Jack shirt, I'm definitely telling you to sit out because you're in a very front row. You don't need to stand up. Yeah, put a jag off, go into business for himself.
I was originally going to start off saying Happy Money in the Bank Day, but I saw this week, according to Donald, it's Halloween season already.
It is. Oh, of course, man. For the Halloween people, hey, July 5th is when it starts. Get your decorations ready. I didn't say put them up.
You're like the Christmas people. You're starting way too early on shit.
I didn't say put them up. I just said get them ready. I said get them ready. Yes. So happy Halloween, everybody. I'm not bound by no calendar.
Still got 3 damn months.
I'm a little upset that my voice logo is not up on the screen with the rest of you guys. I guess Restream is discriminating against voice only contributors. So
we did this before. It's the voice of God.
It's bullshit. Don't make me laugh.
But how's everybody doing besides Steve? We know how he's feeling. You guys having an okay week?
Here, hot, tired.
Yeah. Tropical outside, boy. I do not like that feeling. Do not like
another heat wave here in Pittsburgh again.
Yeah.
Not fun at all. But the week overall has been good.
Good. Anybody see anything watch anything this week?
I watched that Beverly Hills Cop 4.
How was that?
It's good. It's a typical Beverly Hills Cop.
2 thumbs.
I give it 2 thumbs up.
Okay.
Then we'll watch that Kong probably tonight. Maybe Money in the Bank tonight. Tomorrow.
I'm still making my way through that WrestleMania documentary. I'm like halfway through it.
I was going to bring that up. See who watched the documentary.
Yeah.
I watched it and it made me dislike The Rock even more.
I that's what I've been seeing a lot. I don't hate The Rock. I'm not going to hate The Rock. I'm always going to be a fan, but he felt very brotherish in this documentary. It's just like between this and then the Who Killed WCW stuff. It's just like, okay, you're just going to have input on every damn topic.
Oh, is that why you felt? Okay, is that why you feel he felt brotherish? You're just in there talking too much. Okay,
I don't know.
I mean, he was an integral part. I mean, Hogan's on documentaries. He need not even be on.
I think it took too long to come out because they was re-editing all kind of stuff. I don't think they was cutting stuff down. That was like, no, I got to make myself look good here. We make sure all the pins and threads all got to come through. Nah,
I think it was a way for him to drive the hate for the final boss character while he's not around. Like he's not on screen each week. He's not doing anything currently. But if you watch that doc, like it just came across as like I'm the guy. I made the pivots. I saved WrestleMania. I created the greatest heel character in wrestling history. I. And it put a lot of sympathy on Cody as a babyface, even more than what he already had with him, being told, hey, you got to give up your spot. We don't even have a match for you because we're going with Rock and Roman and Seth and Punk. So if Punk doesn't get injured, Cody's really out in an island of misfit toys by himself. Like, there was a lot there to make you even love Cody even more.
Yeah, I felt like at one point during that, like when they were explaining that stuff, I was like, for a company that always likes to say they listen to the fans, yes, they end up listening to the fans, but at one point they were like, fuck the fans.
I don't know. Again, I go back to my original statement. It came out late because they were scripted and everything. It's all scripted.
This is not a documentary. This is like the Blair Witch Project. You're all
it was continuing the narrative. You're saying.
Exactly.
Okay.
Exactly. Yes. Everybody being worried. All scripted.
But it did make me want to see. It did make me want to see Cody and Rock more.
I forgot about it until they brought the documentary up.
The ending definitely made it seem like that's where they're going.
And the fact that Roman Reigns, who was champion for 4 years, was an ancillary piece in this doc, it didn't even feel like he was part of the story, is just crazy to me.
Yeah. Steve is the higher power.
That's what happens when you get COVID, Mars. You got to come in with the voice of God.
Yeah, it's like I did like whenever they were doing the recap of WrestleMania of the main event, and they actually showed that scene of Roman and Paul hugging on the entrance ramp, because all you had seen of that previously was just fan footage.
Okay.
So it's like them actually showing some footage of that. I was like, okay, that's kind of cool that they incorporate that in.
Oh, they probably was forced to do it. They probably was forced to do it because the fan footage came out.
Yeah, probably.
That drove my mom up a wall, and they were like backstage hugging after a match. She's like, "What are they doing? They were just enemies in the ring." I like, come on,
bad.
You threw around the F word when I was 6. Now you want to believe it?
She said they still need to, protect kayfabe. That's what she's saying.
Having to explain the bloodline to her is just, it's tasking. I had to fill her in to then, to now, what Solo's doing, who the Tongans
Forever.
There's a YouTube video out for all that. Watch this.
Yeah, pull that up. Here you go.
There's your next video to watch.
Yep.
Don't ask me. It's 2 hours.
Don't ask me. It's on here.
When Labor Day rolls around, see if they update it for that. Yeah, overall, I thought the documentary was good. I enjoyed it, but yeah, it's not like it didn't have some flaws, though.
Have they gotten away from documentaries? Remember, you used to like always there's like a 24 like each month.
Yeah.
Now you just on this. Reshoots take a long time.
I mean, I think they let go of the whole production department probably. But yeah, that whenever the network was around, you're right. Documentaries were coming out constantly, and they were good. It's so limited now.
You had Cody, Bray. Was Roman the network, or was Roman A&E?
I think A&E.
That was A&E.
Okay, and then you had 3 documentaries in that time.
I think you'll see that pick up more once they move over to Netflix.
True.
To add more content to the Netflix pile. You'll see more backstage stuff and docs like we used to get on the network. I don't think they're putting a lot of that out now just because like you got to move all that shit over. You don't want that stuff being housed on Peacock whenever you're working your way towards driving everybody to Netflix. True. So let's just wait and put everything on Netflix once we get there.
You know what I really hope that they edit and adjust whenever they move over to Netflix is when you watch Peacock stuff now, they do those like little like black bars for the commercial breaks, and it's just like so it like fades in and then fades out and then fades back in. Like I hope they get rid of that and just show like the whole videos again. Because like I noticed TNA does it a lot, even on their YouTube channel, where they keep that stuff in there, because they have it edited for Pluto or something else. It's just like, I hope like WWE actually has like the full raw footage that they can just move over to Netflix and not have to worry about any of the commercial break stuff.
And again, that's probably something that they're still trying to figure out with like ads and different tier levels,
Yeah.
Netflix and everything else. Like how you gonna have that? We see that on the PLEs now, where if you're a premium subscriber to Peacock, you get the recap and the stories, where everybody else gets the ad break. So like, it's just it'll be an adjustment from a viewership standpoint, just because of how streaming is and how you got to generate revenue during these types of streams. But yeah, it'll be interesting to see how they work that in, whether it's live programming with Raw each week, or it's a documentary or behind the scenes footage that they put up.
Yeah, for sure. All right. We got Money in the Bank predictions today. We got Netflix NXT Heatwave predictions today. Before we get into that, let's get into the world of Mount Rushmores for the week. The voice of God over there. You want to kick us off?
Yeah. My Mount Rushmore goes back to what I was hoping would happen, in my theory on what would happen. And I brought it up previously, but I didn't go into full detail on how I would book it. Although I gave a little hint as far as that goes, but I'm going with Britt and Mercedes. AEW. They could have done some things better, to make it even more of a Brit AEW original feel, but I thought for what we got, it was good. The return on Saturday or Sunday was great. A tease, upstaging. Wednesday night, I feel like Britt started out uncomfortable in her promo because it was a true babyface promo, and Britt hasn't cut a true babyface promo. Damn near, I don't think she's ever cut one in AEW, right? Like, she's always been the cool heel that everybody fell in love with. So for her to go into why she was out as long as she was, I felt like she got stronger as she went on. And then when they cut to Mercedes, her getting out the vehicle, chopping it up with the EVPs, and then putting
the
the
CEO we can get behind.
Putting the props around Britt in the ring, dumping the balloons at her feet and everything else. Like, I thought that's whenever it really kicked in the next gear. Britt with the nice Sasha Banks line callback, when she said to Nia Jax, bitch, what line? And Britt hit in Mercedes with bitch, what line? I thought was a nice callback to circle things in. But there's a couple things I would have did a little bit differently, and maybe they'll build on it and add on to it over time. The only thing I didn't like was the initial challenge right off the bat. Like, All In is 2 months away, and you're already like that. That's where it's going. And granted, the match take place in All In is fine. It's just the very first interaction, like, you're just automatically throwing that challenge out there, right? And the other thing that I think,
2 months to build up for it, and can they keep your attention for 2 months?
Yeah, can you keep it? So the other thing that I noticed, and maybe this is by design, or I don't know if she's struggling with this because of how much time she spent in WWE, but if you go back, like, Mercedes doesn't say shit on the mic. She doesn't say anything. It's literally the same verbiage, just in different placements. It's, I'm the CEO. There's a price to pay when you mess with money. Like, Chicago, like laying a city name out, but that's literally a Mercedes AEW promo, and that's it. Like, she does not say anything. So I think she needs to step her game up on the mic, and hopefully Britt will draw that out of her. It's just, I saw some hate because it's for the TBS title. And it's, do you want these two women who are top of your division to be feuding over the TBS title?
I'm okay.
Right now, that's more relevant to me than the world title.
I mean, yeah, if you're kicking off with this 2 months in, this has to be the, one of your main events of All In. If it's not the main event.
And I think the only reason why you're feuding over the TBS title or making that into a thing right now with them two is just because of how great Tony Storm has been from a character wise and the story that they have going with her and Mariah. Like, if it was reversed and Mercedes had the AEW Women's Championship, cool. It would still run the same course, but I don't, there was no way to get there and not diminish Tony's character. So let it be for the TBS. You can build that title up. It adds depth to your division. And then, you can split off and go different directions after All In. But this is the main feud I wanted to see in AEW. Like, this is true. You can get true Mercedes heel. You can get true babyface AEW Brit. Like, the story's there. You just got to make sure that you hammer home the points and keep it true babyface versus true heel, because there's no reason to go off script and try to make either one of them tween the line between heel and babyface.
Yeah. I'm looking forward to seeing how the story plays out with this.
Yeah, if they build it right, it could be Robbery of the Year. If they build it right.
That's a good point. That's what you just said. That's an if. How you doing? To piggyback off of Steve here. I mean, I'm wearing the shirt, so it's not going to be a surprise. Me, I was just picking Britt for my Mount Rushmore of the week, strictly for what she explained in her promo. Took the time off, had the mini stroke, had to work to come back for this, and I was very glad to see her back this week. Like, she's one of my favorites in AEW, so I'm glad to have her back and looking forward to seeing what we deal with here on the road to All In. Donald, did you say that it was your Mount Rushmore too?
It was, but I have a second one too, just in case.
Okay.
Yeah, I figured that was going to be a big one, so I had one in store. But Liv and Selena Vega on Raw. That was an excellent match between the two of them. I enjoyed it a lot, and how it interweaved with the Dom storyline and everything with Dom and Liv too. I mean, I can't say nothing bad about that match at all.
I mean, you look at the two title matches that Zelina's been involved in with Rhea in Puerto Rico and then Liv on Monday night. She's maximized her minutes in those situations to where, I wouldn't be mad if she eventually won the title, if that makes sense, right? Like,
it just doesn't seem like they ever do anything with her. Like, they put her in these matches and she does a great job in the matches, but other than that.
Yeah, that's the other thing. She's shown you she can deliver in the matches. She has a character to where she can talk on the mic. We saw what she did at NXT when she was the voice for Andrade. She's more than what they're presenting on screen, which is a good thing because they have stuff they can go into. It's just, when are you going to elevate her up the ladder, so to speak, and not just plug in a spot here and there?
I would love to see her break away from the LWO. I think that is really, really holding her back.
Just dissolve that faction altogether. I'm over it.
Yeah, I agree with you, Jason. It doesn't seem like it's going anywhere.
No,
and it doesn't help anybody
to be a group.
Yeah,
it's very AEW-ish of, okay, we're just going to put some people together, and then what are we doing with them?
Just feud Del Phasman. I forgot the name.
Legado del Fantasma.
Yeah, Legado del Fantasma. That's all they do.
Jay, what's your Mount Rushmore?
Mine, well, to piggyback off of him, I went with the Judgment Day. Just the storyline they're going with just has me tuning in every week. It feels like a good replacement to a good alternate to the Bloodline. Something you tune in every week for. It's giving you good feuds, good story. I'm here for
It's
it.
giving you the entertainment too.
Yeah.
This is true.
And it's like
one of the more entertaining things on Raw.
And it's like it just kept going. You something came up or something happened. They lost Edge, filled another piece, kept going. Added R-Truth, kept going. Rhea's out, feud with Liv, kept going, and it's just stayed at the top. They've been evolving.
And we keep getting that tease that they're going to be breaking up at some point. Do you think that's going to happen sooner rather than later? Or do you think this is going to be a longer, drawn out breakup?
Maybe longer drawn out. I feel like they wait till Rhea gets back.
And that would make more sense, to have her involved instead of just coming back and not being part of it.
Yeah.
It was that this Monday where, I think it was with Damien said, I talked to Rhea.
Yeah.
He's pissed. It's like it was nice to incorporate her back in here, because like they kind of were doing like the solo thing, like, oh, I've been talking to Roman. That's kind of been Dom's thing. Like, yeah, I talk to Rhea all the time, but acting like nobody else does. Like that could be her thing. Like, who talked to me while I was out? Screw all you guys. Type situation.
Yeah.
She can come in and just beat the shit out of all of them for all I care. Get that Rhea versus Dom match. Not a bad one. Those were good. Anything else for the good of the week? Any other topics?
Solo last night. The response.
I like that picture that they had. That was like a Death Row Records picture they were doing.
Short, sweet, to the point. Called out Roman, so that sets the table and adds even, more of a pop for when Roman comes back. But you can't deny everything that he said last night. It was everything he said was true. When you look at it, and it gives motivation. It calls out Roman and Solo stepping up for his family and doing it the way he needs to do it. I can't wait to see the twists and turns that come from it, and they're continuing to build it. So yeah, I thought it was well done last night.
After last night, I kind of felt like, okay, I think we're going to see Roman before SummerSlam. Because I've kind of been like, I'd rather see Roman come back at SummerSlam, like around there. But what do you guys think? You think
when is
back
Cody
to build
Rock,
up to a match, or
when is Cody Rock slated for?
Nobody knows.
Nobody
Cody
knows.
Rock slate. That didn't happen on TV, so I can't say.
I mean, could be with this documentary coming out whenever it did. Maybe that will be SummerSlam, so it's fresh in the mind. But
I was expecting that to happen before Roman came back.
Okay.
Yeah.
I mean, it definitely seems like we're going to move forward with, a bloodline feud.
Yeah.
And wouldn't surprise me if we don't go to Survivor Series for that payoff. But
if they can keep it rolling enough, I would like to see Solo and Roman at Rumble.
Okay. I mean, they definitely could.
Yeah.
Especially if Roman, has his time in, time out, like he's been doing. They could definitely, save that for Rumble. All right. Anything else? All right. We all talked. So most of our wishes for the week come during our predictions. So let's get started with the predictions for this. Since today's Money in the Bank, we'll get started with that one. So up first, we'll talk about the Intercontinental Championship, Sami Zayn versus Braun Breaker.
Before we break down predictions, time is it started? It's a regular
7 o'clock tonight.
PLE, 7 o'clock.
Eastern.
Yeah, Eastern. My My mush of the week was the go home show last night on SmackDown. I thought it was compared to the other, the last 3 or 4 that we've had that have been international, and the vibe that the crowd is giving, the energy, the feel of SmackDown going into the premium live event the next day. I thought this fell flat.
It felt like a normal episode.
I didn't enjoy everybody from the men's Money in the Bank getting mic time. I didn't enjoy everybody in the women's Money in the Bank match coming out to Bayley and Piper. Like, even the tag team title change for Tommaso and Johnny and DIY just fell flat.
That wasn't exciting at all.
Yeah, really? So my mush was go home show last night.
Well, that wasn't exciting.
Okay, the whole show overall, yeah.
We went in Puerto Rico.
So like yesterday, they did like their kickoff.
Like South Park.
They did their kickoff yesterday, and Triple H came out and he said, he goes, "We've been traveling around a lot lately, doing international stuff." He goes, "So Canada, can you be better than Paris or than France? Can you be better than Scotland?" And he goes, "I need you to bring it." And it's just like, yeah, like even at the kickoff, they weren't bringing it the way that the other ones previously.
No, of course, because they get it all the time.
Exactly.
Again, they travel up here,
Like it's a normal stop for them.
Yes, it is. Very normal. Well,
yeah, they're pandering with the white out and everything else.
Yeah.
Like, what are we doing? This ain't a Penn State Michigan game. What are we doing?
Yeah, I didn't understand the point of the white out whenever they announced that they were trying to do that. But Trish is the host, so that no real surprise there that they're in Toronto. So
yeah, but back to your first prediction up there, Sammy and Braun IC title. The time is now. Put it on Braun. No, nothing else needs said. The man is hot and over. Give it to him and let him run with it.
Yes, same here.
And Braun. This will give Sammy the out to be pulled back into the bloodline with the OGs versus the new bloodline. So.
You're kind of freezing up on us, Jason. Can you hear us?
What a mush.
Okay, what did you say? Kind of was breaking up. Braun. Okay.
Braun.
I'm picking Braun.
Breaker.
But.
Okay.
Enunciating. I'm picking Braun. I need to see more from Braun. Braun's not giving me anything that I haven't seen already in wrestling and on TV. I'm cool with Braun winning the title here, but I'm going to use the line that he who shall not be named has said before. There's plenty of other people in the back that can do what Braun's doing right now on TV. I need to see something. So put the title on him, and I hope we see him get elevated more and more each week.
Mm-hmm.
Because what he's doing right now, I don't need to keep watching that.
Yeah. I picked Braun, but he needs to change his music. His music is terrible.
I mean, we can go across the board in WWE and talk about that. But.
That's like standard rock music.
All right, up next, we'll get into the World Heavyweight Championship. Damian Priest versus Seth freaking Rollins.
To be truthful, I forgot this match was even happening. I did.
So what's the stipulation here? If Seth wins, Damian has to leave the Judgment Day. If Damian wins, Seth doesn't get a title shot while Damian's champion.
I didn't know there was stipulation on top of that.
Yeah.
So, I mean, that kind of tells you who's going to win right now, but I think that...
Priest.
Yeah, Priest.
Yeah.
Priest.
Because Priest ain't going to hold the title much longer, so Seth can do another match in 2 months, probably.
Well, you got Priest with him and Gunther at SummerSlam.
Yeah.
Maybe a triple threat But
Yeah.
I got Priest.
Yeah. All right. Up next, we'll get into the 6-man tag match: Cody, Randy, Kevin versus the Bloodline. And from what I saw, it looks like it's going to be Solo, Tama, and Jacob being the 3.
Bloodline. Keep the story rolling.
Especially after last night.
Yeah.
If wins matter, how can you not have the Bloodline?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like, I felt like after Solo's promo last night, it was just like, okay, they're winning tomorrow night. Like, you can't have Solo cut that promo and then lose. Like, that would make no sense.
Bloodline. Jacob Fatu is going to get in the ring, and people are really going to fall in love with him.
Him and Owen facing off in the ring.
He hasn't even wrestled yet, and he's already over made man. So, but I got a Bloodline with the addition of Hikuleo being added to the Bloodline.
Okay.
Oh, is he free right now?
Yes, he is.
Okay.
So add in Hikuleo.
Add in more.
But this will also kick off, and I don't know. See, now this threw me off based on Solo last night saying he was coming after Cody. Because rumor is you're getting Solo and Cody at SummerSlam, which is where you could also add in Hikuleo and Roman return. But I would prefer the route of the Bloodline win now or in RKO Cody to kick them off to SummerSlam, Cody and Randy.
Okay. So you want to see the turn here? I mean, it would make sense.
They're setting it up. The Easter eggs have been planted. If you're paying attention the last 2 weeks, Randy has been eyeing that title.
It just feels too orgy.
He's done it in the walks backstage while he's eating his bowl of oatmeal because he's 280 pounds now and he just
He's been eating.
But you see it. There's different times where he looks at it and stares at it, and you know the Viper's going to strike. He's done it his entire career.
Oh, yeah.
The history and the story between Cody and Randy is there. It'll set up a fantastic feud. You don't necessarily have to go solo Cody because if you go solo Cody, it almost feels like Solo has to win the belt to incorporate that back into the Bloodline when Roman returns because it's Tribal Chief versus Tribal Chief. I'd rather make it about the Uafala, the beads, than the belt.
I don't need that to be part of the title.
So give me Bloodline win, give me Orton with the turn, RKO, and we get Cody and Randy at SummerSlam.
When did Orton return? How long has he been back now? Anybody know offhand? Because this could be the longest babyface run Orton's had for a while.
In the last year?
Yeah, it was some point last year, but I don't remember exactly when.
Oh, wasn't he a part of the thing? The Survivor Series team?
Survivor Series. He came back the same night as Punk.
Okay. Yeah. So this could be one of his longer face runs. So that's a good point. Just to go back to natural Viper. All right, everybody go on that one.
Bloodline.
Mm-hmm. Bloodline.
All right. Let's get into the first Money in the Bank match. We got the women's match. Io, Chelsea Green, Laya, Tiffany, Naomi, and Zoe.
To me, this is two people for two different reasons for me. Chelsea Green, because it would be absolutely entertaining to watch her try to cash that briefcase in.
I agree.
Using Piper. Like the entertainment factor would be tremendous, and it could end up in a failed cash in, and I would be satisfied.
Mm-hmm.
The other choice is Tiffy time. And you put it on her and let her cash in and get the rocket strapped to her. So she had her little timeout based on the video that she put out there on social media. We're not going to rehash that, but I feel like those are the only two options in this match. For selfish reasons, if I'm picking with my heart, I'll say Chelsea. But if I'm going with my head, I'm going to say Tiffany.
I'm the same way. I feel like Tiffany. Same reasons. I think it's Tiffy time. She's going to win this, but I think Chelsea could be entertaining as all hell. so my pick is Tiffany, but if Chelsea would win, I'm not upset over that.
That might be around the board. Hart, Chelsea, logically, Tiffy time, her pair with Nia Jackson in their run. So that'd be interesting to see.
Yep, 4 for 4. Tiffy time. Over with the crowd.
And we haven't seen have we seen a failed women's cash in yet?
No.
We haven't. Every woman that has won Money in the Bank has cashed in successfully. We've seen men fail.
And most of the time, very quickly, they cash in too.
Yeah, same night.
Yeah, we've seen men fail. You won't get the quick cash in tonight because
it would be Chelsea Greenish, but don't do it.
Yeah.
That would be hilarious if she cashed in tonight and lost immediately. And then
you're eliminating all the entertainment out of it.
Yeah, I hate that they take it off the table so early.
Yeah.
Yeah, so maybe we do get a failed cash in with Chelsea just to let her entertain that, because I think it would be absolutely tremendous. But Tiffy's there. She got a pop again last night. Like, yeah,
the crowd is indoor.
Yeah.
All right.
So that means Zoe Stark's winning, since we all.
I wouldn't hate it.
Nobody's going for the EO back-to-back years, huh?
No.
All right.
Is Lyra a dark horse? Because I feel like they pumped her up so much and establishing her next to Becky and the moments that they've already put her in. Is she a dark horse to come out of this? I hate baby faces that win Money in the Bank. It doesn't make sense, but if you're betting odds and you want a longer cash in, more bang for your buck, so to speak, Lyra is not a bad bet to put on, just given the fact that what she's been involved in so far since she's been up on the main roster.
I'd be very surprised if she won.
She ain't winning.
Oh, I agree. I'm just throwing something out.
I mean, the way they've been pushing her, it wouldn't surprise me. So, if they did,
they pushed a lot of people and did nothing with them either. She ain't winning.
I can see a case for everybody getting the Money in the Bank except for Zoe.
I believe Zoe more than Naomi. So
I believe Naomi because you can run that her and Bailey storyline.
Nah.
I think you can do that without, but you got Nia sitting there at SummerSlam, so I don't
which is at least the benefit of the Money in the Bank, that you don't know when it's going to come.
Right, running Naomi and Bailey don't make sense right now.
No. Yeah, I don't know. Never mind. I'll save that prediction.
Okay. All right, men's Money in the Bank. You got Jey Uso, Carmelo, Andrade, Chad, LA Knight, and Drew.
My mush.
What was the mush?
My mush is Jey Uso. If he doesn't win Money in the Bank, he's nothing but Johnny participation to me. Take that name tag of main event off of him, because the man have won no important matches, and that WrestleMania don't count because Jimmy was in it.
He got a bigger storyline coming, my man.
He got a bigger storyline, but he can win Money in the Bank and hold that until then.
It ain't happening.
So if he loses another big event, Johnny.
So this is your brother for next week. Your money for next week.
Johnny participation. That's what he will be.
Jay's my pick to win, and I think I don't want to, and Steve kind of already brought this up and alluded to it, that face Money in the Bank winners aren't always as entertaining as the heel. But you got the bloodline, story coming, and if he's put back into that, then he just holds the briefcase. So we're just prolonging that. You got so long to deal with this. It's like, cool. Like, I don't want to see a quick cash in. So at least he can focus on the bloodline stuff and then worry about the Money in the Bank at a later date.
I saw a lot of people, or a lot of traction out there, that had Drew as the favorite to win. And if you're going Drew, then you're just gonna have another reason for CM Punk to cost him the title.
Draw this out a year-long story.
Yeah,
I know, it's stupid.
I would rather have Drew, CM Punk come out tonight and cost Drew the briefcase. Like,
That's what I'm
as
thinking.
Drew's climbing up, because we got to get if Punk is cleared, we got to get Drew and Punk at SummerSlam. Like,
Yeah.
Yes.
that's the logical match there. But if Punk's not cleared, it could be a way to prolong their feud and make more heat added to that fajita, so to speak. I said initially, way back when, my predictions for Money in the Bank before they even announced the pay-per-view this year, it was going to be LA Knight and Tiffany Stratton. So I'm going to stick to my guns here and go LA Knight.
I mean, last night it definitely seemed like Jay and LA were the front runners.
Yeah, Jay makes sense. Obviously, Donald, I get your hate if he doesn't win.
And then if Tiffy does win the women's, you got one briefcase on Raw and one briefcase on SmackDown.
Yeah.
This is Papa H's weekend. You put the belt on DIY. Tiffany's winning. Carmelo Hayes is winning.
No, hell no. See,
I can see how
you going with that logic.
Nobody else needs that briefcase.
I'd rather see Andrade with the briefcase instead of Carmelo.
Give it to Gable. At least he has a weapon now to fend off the Wyatt Six.
You said Carmelo. Yeah, but
it's the first one I've heard that said Carmelo. Like, put him in that picture. It would be interesting.
I gotta go with Jay.
Melo is just
It's a way to give him a lot more time, hopefully.
I still can't get over when I look at Melo, I just hear the flub promo. Like I don't know why it sticks out so much as it does. It just, I mean, looking at him in the ring last night, look at him standing compared next to all these other men. Like, he just, which was the biggest concern. Like, he's a 5-tool player except for his size. And how much is that going to hurt him? Does that even mean anything now that Triple H is booking? Who knows? But at the same time, like, he just looks like a 7th grader playing varsity right now, and it doesn't come across. And I think like he's trying too hard. It's just I don't know. Carmelo on the main roster for me just does not hit the way that I thought it would.
I agree with you. I kind of feel like ever since they started doing the Melo and Trick feud, Melo's lost a step to me.
Yeah.
Like everything before that, it's just like I felt like strap the rocket ship to this dude and put him on the main roster and he's gonna just go right to the top. And
Trick outshined him.
Ever since Trick, it's just like even on the main roster, it's just like it hasn't happened like that yet. And maybe they're not trying to do that with him right now. Maybe they're trying to limit him a little bit so he doesn't outshine. But I'm hoping at some point he gets to that level. So this would be if Jason's prediction is accurate, this would be interesting to see how he would run with that.
Yeah, man. If Melo wins, Jason get the gold star.
even having him talk at the kickoff show yesterday, like the promo that he cut, just it's like, yeah, you're playing a character, dude. Like, I'm gonna spin around the block with this thing, and I may, cash in here, I may cash in there, I may go back down to NXT and whoop on Trick again. And it's like, bro, shut up.
I'm gonna show you a TikTok where you'll see he is playing a character. His real name is Connor or something. It's nowhere near Carmelo.
You're Clarence. Like you're Clarence now, bro.
You gotta send me that, Jason, or show me whenever you come over later.
You grew up in a nice home with 2 parents and private school.
Private school.
Bro, I can't buy into Melo right now. I can't. The aura is off him. I need a rebuild with Melo because I'm just not the trick that the trick feud, like you said, Chris, didn't put him in the best of light coming up on the main roster. And then whenever he was up on the main roster, you flub your promos, you get outshined by LA Knight, who off the cuff calls you out right there on the spot live. Like it's just, bro, it's not working. Everybody that he interacts with on the main roster just looks down on him. Like, get this dude out of here. Who let him backstage? Like, he don't even belong here.
But do you think that's them trying to say, hey, if you really are him, step up? Like, you guys step up to our level.
He gonna be the new member of the New Day.
Shit, he better off taking the Leo Rush spot when Bobby Lashley comes back and just let him walk Bobby down to the ring at this point.
You said he's gonna be on speed in 2 weeks.
If you're watching this right now, the dumb marks think that Carmelo Hayes' stock is just plummeting.
Yeah, his stock fell off more than Nike has the last 2 weeks. This dude.
He said he gonna be a manager for Keith Lee.
Better go back to that barbershop and learn how to fade people up.
Cut them
Black
deep
job.
over here.
Yeah.
All right, that's Money in the Bank. So what do we think is match of the night?
Women's Money in the Bank.
Yeah.
Jason, you're doing a second run in here?
No, I shouldn't be. Oh, that's probably the laptop connecting again.
He was like, you gonna look at my good side.
Yeah, dude.
So
You got me from my good side.
Hit you with camera points. Wow. Camera 2.
Andrew Christian.
You got Kevin Dunn producing this week of the Dumb Boys, since he ain't found a job since he left WWE. I'll go men's Money in the Bank.
Okay. Donald?
The women's.
Women's?
Yeah.
Jason?
Women's. Tippy Town gonna shine.
Yes.
Yeah, I think I'm going to go with the women's too. I think that has the most potential.
All right, I'll stand alone in the He-Man Woman Haters Club.
All right, we're going to head over to NXT Heatwave. They do have a countdown match. So we got Carmen and Ariana versus JC and Jasmine.
JC and Jasmine.
Yep. JC Jasmine.
Jasmine has probably one of the best in-ring entrances since the Beautiful People. So, yeah, I'll go with Jasmine.
I think you give the hometowners some love. Give them a win. Carmen and Ariana.
3 against 1. I'll do. I'm going to go JC and Jasmine.
Okay.
All right, now onto the main card. We're going to go with the NXT Tag Team Championship. Nathan Frazier and Axiom versus Chase U.
Give me Chase U.
Yeah, I got Chase U. They've planted the seeds with Frazier and Axiom splitting and not on the same page. NXT Tag Team division has fallen off a cliff.
Tremendous. Like all the tag team has.
But like you could say that with NXT in general, but
yeah, I got Chase U.
Chase U.
It definitely seems the way they've been going lately, it's going to be Chase U. I like Frazier and Axiom as a team. I wouldn't mind seeing them staying, if that even prolongs, the split, but it looks like Chase U's winning. Jason, do you say Chase U too?
Yeah.
Okay. All right. NXT Women's North American Championship, Kaylani versus Sol.
Kalani just got the belt, so she's retaining.
Yeah, I agree.
Just got it.
Too.
I put it on Sol, but yeah, Kaylani.
Yeah, it's way too quick if you're going to do a title change.
For a new belt, too.
Yeah, first champion, you can't just give them a month run.
I hate that she calls herself Lonnie. Grinds my gears. Go ahead.
Kalani.
Kaylani. All right. NXT North American Championship. Oba versus Wes.
Give me Oba, send Wes packing. I'm over Wes.
You gotta get Wes out of this title picture.
Yeah, you get him
I think
out
you
of
said this, Jason.
get him out of it by putting the title back on him. What? This is classic David versus Goliath.
You're not. This man better not beat Oba. After you build this man to be the second coming of Jesus. No.
I don't know if this will affect anything in there, but I don't know if you guys saw that Moose basically called Oba out.
Well.
So I don't know if it's definitely going to happen. He kind of was like, "Hey, Sean, you want to do it? Let's do it."
We did book that match on our on our made up NXT TNA When Worlds Collide pay-per-view that we made up.
So would that be better keeping the belt on Oba?
Keeping it on
if
that match happens.
I mean, look, I get Oba for what he does. But you gotta add more spice to the dish. Like you give me the same thing over and over again. I'm growing very tired of it. So will Wes make him look like $1 million? Absolutely. But if you keep it on Oba, I don't know who steps up from here. As far as that goes, man, they got bigger fish to fry with Oba. As far as moving him up into the main title picture, because that would be the natural trajectory. But yeah, this North American Championship has fallen into a kind of no man's land as far as interest goes.
I was just thinking that it's just like, so if Wes Lee wins, does that really shake the division up?
No.
Just, to me, keep the belt on Oba.
Wes opens up the door for more competitors. I feel
he does.
As I said last week, as my mush, Wes got to leave this North American division. I think he's better than that. Oba for the win. And Oba's third singles title defense. I had to look that up, how many title defenses he had. He had a lot of title defenses, but this is his third single title defense. Okay. Everything else been multi-man.
Interesting. All right. Up next, we got the NXT Women's Championship, Roxanne versus Lola. And this was my mush of the week. The in-ring segment on NXT.
It was trash.
I'm here with you with that.
Yeah.
AEW was my 1B. This is 1A.
I mean, it was brutal watching that segment.
Yes.
I almost muted my TV.
I mean, Lola with the story's one thing, but just the fake emotion. Like, if you can't show off real emotion, don't try.
I was expecting her to hit her or something, turn emotions to hey, I was faking and it hit you.
Okay.
That's what I was expecting from it. Not for me to believe he was really crying in the ring. No, it's terrible.
Yeah. That whole thing was just trash. But I got Roxanne to retain. But it wouldn't. The story they were trying to do on Tuesday wouldn't surprise me if they put the belt on Lola.
I'm tired of that. I had a hard life, how to get here, all this stuff. I mean, how many baby faces use this, and how many baby faces use this in all promotions the last year? I mean, it's an old storyline. Roxanne for the win.
I can see Lola eventually, but not right now.
Okay.
Keep it on Roxanne.
Yeah, I think for stability factor, keep it on Roxanne. Lola will get there. Again, it's developmental, so there's definitely things to iron out. But to me, she's not a natural baby face. So why would you make her go out there and cut that promo?
Yeah.
That's bad booking on the Booker's end in that situation. Um, everything's been that Latina spice heat coming with attitude, and you throw her out there to give me, a Shakespeare monologue that I'm supposed to draw sympathy on. Nah, pass. So I think that killed it. That killed the interest in this match for me, because up until last week, up until Tuesday night, I was interested in this match, and then Tuesday night just absolutely sucked all the air out of this match for me.
Yeah, I don't know. We've asked this question before. I don't know if there is still a promo class or who's running that, but if there still is one, they both need to get some help in there.
Roxanne's been better, but
yeah, she has been better, but
Paul Heyman's available right now.
Very true. All right, main event. Fatal 4-way for the NXT Championship. Trick, Javon, Ethan, and Sean.
Is this a help or a hindrance to Trick titles run? Like, if you just look at the booking of it, does this show faith in Trick, or does this show we need some smoke and mirrors for Trick?
Smoke and mirrors. I don't think
I
he
feel
can
the
hold a
same
match
way.
1-on-1.
I feel the same way going into this match as I did at Battleground. You know, it's just like shake it up, give somebody else the belt.
Yeah, I'm with you. I'm either going Page or Spears, one of the two. That's my pick. I can't have Trick with his title anymore. He's not doing it. He is not doing it.
I think Spears is here to eat the pin.
And that's a damn shame.
Yeah, it is. He's getting paid to do the job.
Hey,
AOB on the PPV.
Hey, that's a shirt. That's a shirt.
That was Al Snow. That was the old dog squad.
Javon is too green.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Bell to bell, he captivates just because of what he does, and it's a young Osprey, it's a young Ricochet, it's a young Ray Phoenix,
newer version of Wesley.
Yeah, he's not there yet. I do like
when West goes to TNA, then Javon can step up.
I do like the build with the tension between him and Trick as an offshoot, just for something. But Page and Spears to me are the more interesting guys here. But I'll go Trick to retain by pinning Spears.
Give me Page for the shakeup.
Page for the shakeup, and I wouldn't mind seeing Trick ascend back to this point. See if you can recapture that magic. Because the chase, like you say, the chase is always better than when you get it. So
he could regain that North American title.
That should be Javon. That should be Javon.
And they both could be bumped down in that.
It would breathe new life into that.
Yeah.
Now, here's the question. We got Charlie Dempsey showing up on TNA this week.
Yep. So they're continuing with the invasion stuff.
Doing that, do we see any TNA crossover on this pay-per-view?
If Ethan Page wins, Josh Alexander comes out.
We said that after the last pay-per-view.
We're gonna say it again.
Yeah.
I mean, I could see that happening. I could see that being Ethan Page. If Page wins tonight, I could see Page doing that at Slammiversary next month. Like him coming out. Only because now Josh is involved in the title picture for Slammiversary. I don't know if any of those actually have a reason to come to NXT right now. If it happens, I'm here just to see what happens. I'll live in the moment for that one.
I wouldn't mind seeing Roxanne and Jordan Grace running back.
And right now it's Slammiversary. You got Jordan versus Ash by Elegance. They scrapped that match, I wouldn't be upset. So, but we were talking about North American title needs some life put into it. Who could we put into that? Like other than Moose and Oba, or do we see Moose show up here?
No, I don't think you get Moose here.
I mean, same thing. Slammiversary. He's the champ, so he already has his moment booked.
Well, we know who's winning in Slammiversary, so
I hope. But I have my feelings on what happens at Slammiversary, and we'll get into that next month whenever Slammiversary actually happens, or not next month, couple weeks when Slammiversary happens.
Couple weeks, yeah. But we'll foreshadow that.
Yeah, because I'm not sure I do see a title change happening at Slammiversary.
I think we'll keep the TNA stuff separate. I don't think you'll see anybody on this card. But
because like Charlie's not on this card at all, so it doesn't make sense for anybody from TNA to, and they can't interfere with him.
Right.
Hey, say his name.
Unless, I mean,
Save it for SummerSlam. Save the fireworks for SummerSlam.
see the Dempsey thing with Wes and the Rascals and everything else, and he took out Trey and went like that. To me, factors in more to giving Wes the belt and having the Rascals form back up against the Catch Crew, whatever the hell they're calling themselves. With Dempsey and his boys against the Rascals and have a multi-man match there. I don't know. For me, this NXT pay-per-view is very
shaky.
Yeah, if we're all wilding out, I'm getting you with a shaky. You're out. God damn, because they
that Lola promo took down the whole pay-per-view.
I mean, you just had a pay-per-view last month. Like NXT doesn't need to be back-to-back months.
Yeah, no.
Like, they should have saved Heatwave for SummerSlam weekend.
Yeah. Do they have any SummerSlam weekend now?
Right now, nothing that I've seen. Don't die over there.
Well, they pop up with their events like 2-3 weeks before it happens. Like, oh, we got a paper.
Yeah, they could announce it tonight.
Yeah.
All right, match of the night for NXT.
Cool.
I'll go Kalani and Soul. 2 athletic girls in the ring.
Give me the main event, the 4-way.
I think I'm with you. I'm with you, Donald. Kalani and Soul.
Just for the hate to continue, I'm going to go Oba and Wes.
Honestly, I was thinking I was going to throw it. I was like, that's the dark horse right now, so it probably could turn out good. So will Roxanne and Lola probably.
But from a pay-per-view standpoint, this is like, I may just read the recap. Like, am I going to sit down and watch this for 2.5 hours tomorrow night? Maybe. I don't know.
No.
Yeah, I definitely don't feel the need to tune in for it live.
And this goes back to the problem that I brought up after the draft. You cleaned house.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. It's showing. It is showing.
It's showing. So you gotta get people built up quickly and get people established. And I don't know.
You got 3 months till the CW debut.
Yeah.
You got to be ready for that.
Especially if you're trying to run an arena and you want, high ratings and everything else. Like, they dipped down to like 512 this past Tuesday. So, viewership wise,
I'll be.
What was on there that? I mean, it's not always viewership. Always doesn't dictate, the show. But there wasn't much on NXT Tuesday night that I could sit there and justify saying, "Oh, I got to tune in next week," other than the fallout from Heatwave. That's it.
I could tell you with that I'll be watching for an hour because House of the Dragon come on, and that trumps everything.
You're not a wrestling fan.
Yeah, no, I'm not.
You're not a wrestling fan.
He lost that a while ago too. All right, so that's our predictions for Money in the Bank and NXT Heatwave. Got a little game before we wrap things up. Since it's Money in the Bank weekend, the game this week is give me your Mount Rushmore of Money in the Bank cash-ins. So if you can think of that, if you can't come up with 4, just give me your favorites. I'll kick it off this way while you guys have time to think. This is actually in my order 1, 2, 3, and 4. I got to give it number 1 spot to Dolph Ziggler with his cash in. That's my favorite of all time. Edge's first cash in at New Year's Revolution, the original cash in. That's number 2. Del Rio's cash in at SummerSlam, number 3. And the Miz's first cash in for number 4. It's like the women just hasn't been the only one that I thought for women would be Io, but the women just they've never had that. Have so many of them cash in the same night or like the night after.
Yeah, they don't
I like
have
Bliss.
the teas.
Yeah. I like Bliss's cast.
The Bliss cast in the same night.
Yeah.
She was the first one to do it same night.
Yeah.
Which
Okay.
made it stand out because nobody has ever done that. So, because nobody's ever done it that way, I would throw that on there just from that sheer surprise factor of doing it same night. I'd have Edge. Edge is the original cash in just because it was the first time the concept was out there.
Nate, you're trolling on that one, right?
Yeah, I'll go Edge. Edge 1, Seth 2, Bliss 3, and from a sentimental factor, I'll put Big E on there as 4.
Okay.
Just because of how long he was with the company, felt like he was championship material before that, and to see him actually cash in and get the strap and be champion, I'll throw Big E on there from a heartstring standpoint.
I like Seth 1 was the first one to Romania. Then I'll go Edge. RVD, I liked his. Like he told him, like, I'm telling you, I'm gonna cash this in.
It was the first one to do that.
Yeah. That, and then I'll give it to Dolph. His cash in made the crowd pop really hard. And again, with the women, there wasn't that many that was interesting.
Yeah.
Give me Seth, Bliss. I'll go Priest and Damian Sandow.
Sandow.
Yes,
You might just beat him up just to lose.
Who's
Still so underrated.
Just as an additional one-off question here, who's the one Money in the Bank winner that they fumbled?
Corbin.
Winner that they fumbled.
A winner? Or yeah.
For me, it was Mr. Kennedy.
That's what DJ just said.
That's a good one.
I know there was a lot of backstage politics that went into Kennedy dropping the belt, and there could be a Rock could do a documentary on that whole situation.
Don't worry, he will.
And get Terry involved also. I was backstage in this politics also, brother.
I called up VKM.
That essentially killed Mr. Kennedy's career in WWE.
Oh yeah.
Yes, it did. Oh yes, it did.
So that was, to me, that was the biggest mush.
Oscar had the easiest cash in.
Yeah, true.
Oh, so now you're hating on pregnancy?
No.
I would say
DJ would be deep with Otis, so
I'll put yeah. I was
Just
gonna say Otis also because it was not needed. I mean, yeah, it was during a rough time for everybody, but that was pointless.
Forgettable.
Yes, very.
Yeah. All right. Anybody got anything before we wrap things up? Any talking points today? I got a couple if you want me to go before, if you're looking yours up.
Yeah, go ahead, Chris.
WWE filed a couple WCW trademarks this week. Not sure if they're going to use these for anything. One was for Super Brawl. Another one was New Blood Rising, which made me think that could be something that they're going to do for the Bloodline. And then they did the Match Beyond, but that was associated with War Games. So I don't know if they'll just focus on that trademark for War Games this year.
No One Warrior Nation.
It also looked like Ali might be heading to AEW. Apparently, him and his representatives were backstage at AEW, so there's talk that he might be leaving TNA. I'd be a little upset if he leaves TNA right now. I've really been enjoying his run there. I think he's one of the core members of that roster.
don't get lost in the sauce, man. Stay where you at.
Yep, I agree.
DJ, yes. Jason Pickor Miller Hayes.
Yeah. Anybody see the the Creed brothers doing, was it that Bloodsport? Is that legitimate?
Yeah, that was
yeah.
that was gonna be one of my quick hitters.
Okay.
Was both Creed brothers got announced for Josh Barnett's Bloodsport on July 28th. So they fall in line with Shayna Baszler as WWE talent to work that show.
Be really interesting to see.
Another good fit.
Yeah, I'm definitely interested in watching that, to see them too in that type of environment, given their shoot backgrounds. And then Donald, New Japan news this week. They announced their week-long festivity surrounding Wrestle Kingdom. So starting December 29th, going through January 6th, they have a Stardom event, 12/29, 1/2. They have a Fan Fest. January 3rd is Wrestle Kingdom Kickoff, along with Stardom's New Year's Dream. January 4th is Wrestle Kingdom 19. January 5th is Wrestle Dynasty. January 6th is New Year Dash. And Wrestle Dynasty is going to comprise of New Japan,
Everybody.
AEW, CMLL, ROH, and Stardom.
Ooh.
So the Forbidden Door is swinging open on the New Japan side, and we will get all those talents now in New Japan.
I was very happy that they announced their own event.
It's too damn much.
That's WrestleMania.
Wrestling. Huh?
That's WrestleMania. That's WrestleMania
Too
week.
damn much.
Yeah. This is why I said, like 2 years ago, that they should do, instead of doing 2 nights of Wrestle Kingdom, do Wrestle Kingdom one night and then do their Forbidden Door the next night.
Mm-hmm.
So.
Carmelo's not winning Money in the Bank, so it don't matter, DJ.
He's winning, but no, you don't run that back down there. That's almost like Austin Theory's cashing.
They had a cage match to settle with, so that's enough.
Anything else?
What you guys think of Forbidden Door overall?
Forgettable to me.
I think
very surprised that the 3 Hogans lost. That was very surprising.
They putting people over. They
did.
Finally, congratulations.
Yeah.
How long?
All right.
outside of Swerve Osprey and Mercedes Vaquer,
Yeah,
it was a very unforgettable card.
I think I saw Meltzer gave MJF and Hensico like 4 or 4.5 stars. I was like, that 8-minute match, you're going to give that many stars to?
Hey, man, it's Uncle Dave. What do you expect?
Yeah.
But it was
I watched it
not,
live, but I wasn't into it.
Yeah, somebody tell the Young Bucks just because they're EVPs don't mean they got to phone it in whenever they come out to the ring. They shouldn't even showed up at Forbidden Door with that performance they put out there.
That's part of the character.
And what do you
Boston
guys? What do you guys think of the the story that broke afterwards that Ospreay wanted to face Swerve and put him over as champ so people would stop pigeonholing Swerve as a placeholder until Wembley?
Somebody who gets it.
Yeah. And I mean, they're friends, so they had a good match, don't get me wrong, but
that's somebody that gets it, but does that say anything about everybody else?
Oh, that's the bigger question, right? Because right now their rumor is that they're not scheduled to face each other at all.
It doesn't look like it right now.
So
if you're gonna run
Ospreay MJF at All In, and if you go back and you run Hangman Swerve 3, I'm gonna be pissed.
Is this 3 or 4 or 5? It seems like we've had more than that.
I think this will be number 4, single wise.
That makes no sense. Why?
Yeah, be number 4.
The EVP's handpicked Hangman as the fucking
wild card for Hangman to shit on them afterwards.
Yeah, I didn't get that.
That makes sense. Yeah,
I mean, I like the new entrance, the new attitude
music,
from Hangman, but yeah, it's just like.
And here's the bigger
Chris, hold on to that thought for next week.
Okay.
Here's the bigger flub, and I know this is going to catch heat on this show particularly, but when you look at storytelling in pro wrestling across the board, you had Jeff Jarrett cut a 9-minute promo, probably the best he's done in his entire career, about motivations, why he's in the tournament, what Owen meant to him. You have all the history in the world. You had the crowd behind Jeff Jarrett.
Lose his first round.
And you look like the Owen don't mean shit. Oh, wait, it does, because if you win the Owen, you get a title match now. So we didn't put that stupid stipulation on there. You had a story to be told in that tournament to mean something. And who cares that it's Jeff Jarrett? People bought into it after they watched it. Hell, I bought into it after I watched it. I've never been a Jeff Jarrett fan. I
didn't hear one complaint about that promo at all.
I respect the man for everything he's done in pro wrestling.
Yes.
Like, the man's had 10 careers that people dream of in pro wrestling. But you had him connect with the fan base on a level that's not often seen at a time when people see through everything, dissect everything. But you had a real connection based off of real events with an individual whose best friend passed away tragically how many years ago? And you put him out there to lose the Hangman in the wild card, comes back for what? And not only that, I know I'm going off on a soapbox and a tangent.
No, go ahead.
Not only did you mush that bullshit on Wednesday night, can somebody please explain to me why the ROH heavyweight champion is the first team member of Team AEW?
Because he ain't no chicken shit.
And I love Mark
it's Marvel, man. It's all connected.
I love Mark Briscoe. I love the
made
Briscoe
no sense.
brothers. But he has had nothing to do with the EVP Elite AEW storyline, except put Jack Perry through a table on Saturday.
He's Mr. ROH. He's not Mr. AEW.
Did you just get the whole team that night?
No,
they announced one person.
They announced him.
I mean, everybody else who ran out.
Yeah, I mean, you can kind of start
You might as well just
figuring out, but
The team is worse than the other team they had a couple months ago.
I mean, the way they started, it's just like, yeah, like Elite's winning the blood and guts match.
And they need to end that match. Don't run that no more.
The team they really want is Cody, Punk, Omega. You know, that's the team they really want. That's Team AEW.
Give me what I want.
And that's no shade to Mark Briscoe, but that made absolutely no sense.
That made no sense.
And another thing from Wednesday night.
Yes, keep it up. I like it. Keep it up. The COVID sounded better.
Yeah, I had
AW hit $30.
Another thing from Wednesday night. You were 40 minutes into that show, and you had 1,900 things happen. None of it felt special. None of it's made to feel important. None of it is meant to breathe. And not only did you
I've
cram
gotten over that with them. I mean,
not
it's
only
been
did
going
you
on for
cram
so
a
long.
bunch of shit into fucking 40 minutes of TV, but you build up Statlander and Willow to give me that finish?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Was bad.
That was the WWE woman
change,
finish.
That was a
change.
Bailey.
Yeah.
Yeah, almost hit Stokely in the face for a roll up. Are you kidding me?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, but I think that's not the last time you're going to get that. Like that wasn't the payoff.
But it shouldn't have been that.
That's fine if it's not. That's fine if it's not the payoff, but it's the way that they booked it that was terrible.
I mean, that match started out really good. Like I thought the match was very good. Like especially like the pounce that Willow hit on Statlander from on the ramp. That was cool. The match was good. Yeah. I'm looking at it more as the finish doesn't overshadow the whole match for me.
I'm the opposite. That finish completely.
For me, honestly, Dynamite was the best show of the week. And that, I mean, I thought you had some really good matches. You had a couple of the Owen matches in there. Like, the matches I enjoyed. Just, yeah, it wasn't perfect, and AEW Dynamite will never be perfect anymore. But it was the strongest showing for the week for me.
And MJ, anytime MJF wears a white shirt, just expect somebody to get blood.
To me, that was pointless.
Yeah,
that was.
There's no emotional investment to get me mad that MJF turned on Garcia.
Yeah.
Even Tony Schiavone on the microphone yelling, "This sorry son of a bitch. We knew he couldn't be trusted." Okay, so what?
That's his.
The fans aren't turning on him.
Yeah.
Who was supposed to trust him? Like there was no storyline. You've been here for a week,
right?
Mm-hmm.
And all of a sudden, BFFs with Daniel Garcia.
Yeah, out of nowhere.
Yeah.
Just to give Daniel Garcia a beatdown, which he was going to take a loss in the match anyway. So
that would have been a better payoff in a couple weeks.
It's to get you endeared to Daniel Garcia,
which is
he
fine.
was already endeared.
Yeah.
No, he's not.
But he just came out to dancing. That's it.
I
The
will
crowd
say,
loved it.
Steve, I saw your comment about the dancing.
If another grown man hip thrusts in my face, we are fighting. And the wrestling, and the spots.
Honestly, I thought whatever had happened, I was like, I need like Taz or Excalibur just to be like, pause.
Yeah,
but like I said, the fans love the dance, so you know what? I mean, that's what you get. I have no sympathy for AEW fans whatsoever. None.
I need Daniel Garcia to be Daniel Garcia, not that.
Not sports entertainer. He's still JWS. So JAS Garcia.
Let's not get on that.
It is what it is, unfortunately, now.
All
right, guys. Thanks for tuning in to episode 195 of the Dumb Marks Podcast.
Feels good.
Follow us on all social medias at DumbMarksPod. Give us a follow and a listen on Spotify, and head over to ProWrestlingTees.com/DumbMarksPod. Purchase some merch. Anything else before do the quote of the week?
Hey, COVID can suck a fat baby's dick.
There's the quote of the week. All right. Not everything that is faced can be changed, but nothing can be changed until it is faced. So with that, until next time, guys.